the stillness of the night, there comes a time to understand, to reach out and touch tomorrow, take the future in our hand. We can see a new horizon built on all that we have done, and our dreams begin another thousand circles around the sun. We go on to the joy and through the tears. We go on to discover new frontiers. We go on with the current of the years. We go on moving forward now and slowly on with the spirit born to run with each rising sun to a new day we go on.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting. We call it ImagineEars.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ImagineEars Disney podcast. I am your host, Matt, and I am joined by my good friend and co-host for the 214th time,
Wow.
Susie.
Wow. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
For the 214th time. How are
I
you?
think it's been 214. You've been on every episode, right?
No.
No?
As soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, I haven't been here. No, remember Copper has been sick before.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been out of town.
Oh, yeah, I did that solo episode one time. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. It's hard to keep a conversation going when you're the only one talking.
Well,
No?
it was very last second, so I apologize for that. Copper apologizes.
We can't really discuss what happened to Copper, can we?
No.
No.
Copper's okay. It's been
Copper's
a while.
fine.
But anyway, hi. This is
Hello.
a really unique night.
It is. Celebrating 5 years. Here we are.
Oh, I actually can't believe that. When I stop and think about time, because we all lost like 2 years of our lives, it just seems like it went by so fast. I mean, time goes by fast anyway, but it really goes by fast when you factor in a pandemic, when we really stopped and didn't do anything but this podcast, and we had to get really creative.
We did. In fact, during the pandemic I think that's when we started doing video, or like right before it.
Yeah.
I need to pinpoint the exact time that we actually started doing a live show. So we've had the podcasts, like audio podcasts, for 5 years.
Mhm.
April 15th. So at least something good happens on April 15th. Get to
Ooh, that
celebrate
reminds me. I owe my
podcasting.
taxes. Yeah, I gotta go pay for that.
Me too.
Eh.
Uh, it's the American way.
Yeah, it's only been the American way for like a little over 100 years though, but I digress. But yes, April 15th, easy to remember.
Very easy.
So tonight we thought we would just kind of reminisce, be nostalgic,
Yeah.
chat about this accomplishment, hear from some of you guys if you have questions or comments or anything like that. But I don't know, Matt, you want to hop in the time machine and go back to the spring of 2018?
Yeah, it was spring of 2018. So in the 5 years, I've never really gone back to look at our message thread. I'm like, surely I've like deleted a lot of stuff. Nope, it is still there, like our entire thread. In fact, I'm glad we
Well,
did this. I'm glad we did this pre-show.
yeah, you should not have sent that to me live. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
Um, well, first of all, it was Facebook Messenger
Mhm.
because I don't believe you had myself. I don't think we had cell phone numbers yet
No.
because well, let's go back even further than 2018. The beginning of time. No, Matt and I have known each other. We've known of each other. We've known who the other person is a long time. Um, we went to
Families
the
go way back.
same
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the same church. Matt bought a car from my family's dealership.
My first car.
Oh, that's right, your first car. Good old Mustang. And we went to the same school. We didn't graduate at, the same time. There's a couple years in between, but we still knew who each other was. We knew the families. Were both very active in the church, so we ran in the same circles.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I had booked a couple of things for you,
I think so, yeah.
like just a couple of little Disney trips. And around spring of 2018, I was like, you know what? I want to potentially expand my business. Now initially it was just like I want to do this for fun. Like I booked Disney, now I just kind of want to chat about it each week. But I need a co-host, and I gave it a lot of consideration. And I'm like, you know what? Susie, my friend and client, she would make an excellent co-host. I wonder if she would be interested in doing this.
She
So
knows a thing or two.
yeah, because your family were big Disney people. So I mean,
Yeah, and at that point, so 2018, we had annual passes for a while by that point, but my brother was in college. I was, working full time. I'd been out of school for a little bit, so we were going a lot because we just had more flexibility with schedules. We had the motor home. I mean, we were going to Disney 4 or 5 times a year, and I don't just mean for
mhm.
the weekend. We were going for extended trips, every time we went as a family and posting about that, with Dapper Day and Run Disney, and just all kinds of stuff, and we even mentioned it last week when we talked about Star Wars Celebration. We had ran into each other there about a year before the podcast.
Yes,
So
yes, indeed.
we knew that the other, obviously, with you having booked my trips, were very into Disney, Star Wars, the whole, shebang.
Yeah, and I remember we talked about it at Bold Bean. So
Yes.
yay for local coffee shops and businesses. Support
I
local.
remember that, yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I remember you and Sarah
Yep,
were
Sarah and
there.
I had plans that day, and so she just tagged along, and we kinda started, sketching out ideas for topics and what this could be, when do we record? I've never done this before. What's the
Neither had
technology?
I.
What do we do?
Yeah, and we started off, and it was a lot of fun. We didn't have a whole lot of listeners there at the beginning, but that's
Nope.
okay.
We had
We
fun though.
we did have fun.
Have you gone back and listened to any of those
No,
old episodes?
I
Me neither. I don't
so
plan to.
I don't like the sound of my voice. Like I don't like
I don't
hearing it.
either.
So
I'm so glad we became podcast hosts. What a natural thing to do.
Yeah, I edit it, and then that is the last time I hear that episode. It goes off into the interwebs, never to be heard by me ever again. So,
Well, and back in the day when we were not going live, you had to edit a lot
oh,
more
oh yes,
because we would mess up. There would be random things going on, or we would, say the wrong thing or get distracted or say something. And hold on, let me look this up. And we
now
don't.
now when we mess up, we just keep going.
So, what have you learned in 5 years? Nothing matters. Just keep going.
Just keep going. It's fine. It's fine. Child interrupts. Good to go.
Dog interrupts. But the thing we were referring to, so before the start of the show, Matt sent me a screenshot from the Facebook Messenger. You want to read your part?
Oh, sure.
Like
Let me pull it up here. I sent Susie a message, and it said this. It was on March 7th of 2018, 3:42 p.m.
to be exact.
I said, Susie, how are you, friend? Hope you are doing well. Wanted to pick your brain about a Disney thing. Very vague there. Would you have time to talk later this afternoon or evening? I don't want to take too much of your time, so it won't take long. And here we are 5 years later.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time. I said, absolutely. And then from there, I remember that, call. I remember going home and be like, we're gonna do a podcast. And my parents were like, okay, I don't know what that is. Also don't really know how to like describe a podcast. Like it's like a pre-recorded radio show that you go back and listen to. And they were like, okay, whatever. Joke's on them because we're still doing this thing. It's evolved a lot in 5 years.
Yep. So 5 years, 250,000 downloads.
Oh my gosh.
36 countries.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's been quite a ride.
Yeah. So let's talk about that ride a little bit. Matt, what are some of your favorite episodes that we've done? We're just going to be very, a little self-focused tonight because I'll be honest, you've worked hard, I've worked hard, you've worked harder with all that editing. I think we owe it to ourselves to just kind of bask in this for a little bit. So, what are
Just
some
for
of
a few
your
minutes.
yeah,
Yeah, it's it's been fun. It's 214 episodes now. It's kind of hard to narrow down to 5.
oh,
There
I
are
don't know.
there are definitely some ones that stick out. I think a couple. I mean, so 3 right off the bat, just because they were interviews that we actually did with people. I think our interview with McNair Wilson, the Imagineer, former Imagineer. I think that was one of my personal favorites. And, it's not every day you get to talk to someone who got to meet Walt Disney and
Right.
as a child at the time, and then eventually grew up and followed his dream to become an Imagineer. I think that was, it was fun getting to sit down with him and hear him reminisce about his personal stories. Heavily involved with the design concept of Hollywood studios, so that sticks out as a really fun episode that I fondly look back on.
Yeah. Speaking of interviews, I loved that one. Also on my list was James Arnold Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of our pandemic interviews. It was around the time that the 7th and final, for real this time, season of Clone Wars came out, and we had reached out to him and his team, and he was just such a sweetheart. He made you feel like you had been a lifelong friend, and we talked a little before the show, and then during. I mean, he voices Obi-Wan, and he's been the outside of theatrical live action, and now Kenobi releases, he is the voice of Obi-Wan. He has voiced Obi-Wan as long as Ewan McGregor has played Obi-Wan, and he has, done so many projects and just a ton of other voice acting credentials to his name. So very iconic. That was really fun. So that was a really cool moment.
Yeah, I think I I lumped 2 episodes together here. I think the episode with James and then the episode with Ashley, who was,
Yeah.
again, gracious enough to come on. Ashley Eckstein, who is the voice of Ahsoka. Now, obviously, we're getting live action
Mm.
Ahsoka coming, but the animated series with the Clone Wars and Rebels, it was an honor to get to interview her and just chat with her, not about just Star Wars, but everything that she does for the community with her universe apparel. It was just a blast to get to talk to her, and she's every bit, the person that she advertises herself to be.
Yeah.
She's just so down to earth, and both her and James were lovely to talk to.
They were. Those were really cool weeks that we got to record there.
Okay, back
Um,
to you.
I also really loved our Would You Rather episodes when we do that. I think
Okay,
those are so much fun. I love hearing what our listeners and followers submit because you guys are super creative. So, Disney Would You Rathers, would you rather stay here or stay here, or would you rather have, this or I mean, we came up with some really weird ones. I don't know. Those are always just fun because they were so out of pocket. And anytime that we cry laughing on this show is definitely some of my favorite moments.
for sure. I want to point out technically it's 4. We split it into 4 episodes, so
Yeah.
our ranking of Disney World attractions throughout the history of
Yeah.
Walt Disney World. Not only was it just fun to talk about all of those rides and attractions, shows, but sitting down with some very, very dear friends of ours, David Dollar and Jen Novotny, they're very special people. We consider them dear friends. Go check out their podcast, by the way. It's also fantastic. I think they're coming up on some pretty milestones as well.
I
I
think
mean,
so.
yeah,
Main Street Electrical Pods,
yeah,
make movers and shakers over here, guys. Look at us all. Yeah, those episodes were marathons, but they were so much fun. Loved it.
yeah. So if you really want to have yeah, those 4 episodes in particular are really fun to listen to. So if you like Disney history and just love park attractions, uh, the rankings of those are a lot of fun.
They are all over the place.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Um, all right, I've got on my list anytime that we played Imagineers ourselves. So anytime that we gave concepts for ride ideas, or I know it's not really Imagineers, but merchandise ideas or a fifth gate idea, anytime that we conceptualized something for the park, um, I absolutely loved doing that. Matt always pulls something really amazing at the last, I don't mean the last second like he just thought of it, but as like his final thing or like an honorable mention that no one would have ever thought of. You just pull those out and it always just surprises me what you have to say. So those episodes definitely make my cut.
For sure. I'm trying to go back and look at the episode that has the most downloads.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know. At one point, it was our Run Disney episode from very early on. And I think it had the benefit of just being an older episode.
Hmm.
And so it had garnered some downloads. But that's the last time we looked at that. And that's been a long time.
I should have looked at these stats, but I didn't.
You're fine. I've got one more favorite episode I'd like to point out.
Okay.
I'll do that while you search. Our bathroom episode.
So that made my list. It had to make the list.
I can't believe we actually did that, and I'm so glad we did.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the people wanted a bathroom episode. We did ask our audience what they wanted to talk about, and they came back with the best bathrooms at Disney. So,
Which is just code for where to poop at Disney World. It's basically what it came down to.
Oh man,
That was so fun.
crazy.
Gosh, did you find it?
No, not yet. Keep
I
going.
wonder what it is. Okay. Other things from this show. So just kind of going throughout the history. So again, we're just kind of boasting on ourselves. Yes, we started audio only. Then we went to the live show. And we picked up a lot of steam and fans and friends during the pandemic. Did you find it?
No,
Oh, you made a.
I'm not.
I
I'm
thought you
not.
made a
I'm not going to
face.
mess around with it. So
Okay. I
it's
thought you
fine.
made a face and it was gonna be something surprising. If I'm putting money, now I'm going to the bathroom episode. If I were a betting woman.
Yeah.
I just feel like it. Oh no, I remember what it was the last time we looked actually. It was the top 5 Disney myths that we busted.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a good one.
Because people like the really kind of weird things like that. But something else really cool happened during the pandemic, or right after. We started a Patreon.
Good.
We did. And so we do some extra content there for listeners, behind the paywall, which just helps us continue to do the show for streaming. And we do giveaways and stuff. But that's been really fun. And we tend to not do as much Disney related content there sometimes, just to shake it up a little bit. Those episodes have been very chaotic when we've done separate recorded things or videos for our patrons.
We have one tonight, by the way,
Yeah.
patrons. So if you're listening live, check your email after the show. There should be a link for that video. So we will go live after this show around, may take a few minute break, but around 9:10 we'll go live for probably half hour or so and just do an extended episode just for you guys. So
We're so generous. No. Really, that's just because you guys have been generous. And
like
and I
literally help keep this thing going. So
Yeah. We'll get into the sappy stuff a little bit later on. Matt, what do you think, um how do I say this? Like, what do you think you've like gotten them like what has been the most rewarding thing, I guess, from doing the show?
honestly, I think for me, it's been, you know, I love my job as a travel advisor. And as a lifelong Disney fan, being able to take what you have grown up with and experienced, loved, hated it sometimes, um, and
The
just
old
and just
Festivus
be
episodes.
and then just being able to take that knowledge and share it with others so that they can have better trips and create memories for each other and their
Yeah.
families. I think that's been the most rewarding thing. So uh, it has been an honor to be able to uh, provide services for a lot of our listeners. We've done so many trips for our listeners, and thank you to them for allowing us, myself and Susie, to essentially entrust us with their vacation planning. So um, we sincerely appreciate it. You know, not going to mince words. Like it puts food on our table, and that means a lot. Uh, so being able to chat about Disney each week and being able to help you guys, I think that's what keeps me wanting to do this week in and week out. Is just being able to sit back, kind of relax, uh, sometimes laugh at certain things that are going on in the parks, but then talk about the topic of the week, whether it's Disney history or travel planning or what movies or shows are on Disney Plus. It's just a
Mhm.
very fun outlet to be able to do that, and couldn't have done it without my podcast co-host.
Aw,
How
that's
about
so
you?
sweet.
Same question for you.
It's the same thing, and that answer is on the top of my mind because we're working on stuff for listeners, and that's always fun. But I was texting with one of our listeners the other day who has booked 2 trips with us, Hannah, and they they just had, well, not they, it's their baby, but Hannah just had a baby. And, we booked the trip about a little over a year and a half ago when they got engaged. And we have a trip for them in October when they're going with their baby. And so 5 years, like, having repeat listeners and clients, like their lives have changed, our lives have changed. This is like our own little like microscopic look at our lives too, of how things have changed over the years. 5 years ago, I was living at home with my parents. I had a different job. I had a different dog. Some other stuff that just personally, maybe one day I'll share on the show, hadn't happened yet. And, here now I own this house in which I'm recording. My dad passed away, and we've talked about that on the show. My mom has remarried. My brother's gotten married since the show. I've changed jobs. It's so many things in my life have changed, but this has been a constant. And I've just loved growing with you and our listeners and our clients. And that's been very rewarding to see.
It's been an honor. So
it has.
And you bring up a lot of good points, especially specific memories with our clients. Not only are we doing their planning sometimes, but like we get to share the excitement of special events. So I know that for some of our clients, I actually went down and went into Epcot and actually photographed their proposal. So it's it's great things like that. Like we're helping plan. So we helped plan another listener's trip, and on that trip he proposed to his girlfriend, and now we're helping with their wedding, which is going to be at Disney World, and doing like their room block and stuff. So
That
I mean,
is wild.
It's so much fun. Like
it's so cool.
Just being able to share in those moments and
yeah. And we've done another cool thing too with our listeners. We have our Discord channel, which I'll be honest, I have not been super active on recently because I have been very busy with stuff that, again, maybe in the next couple of weeks I can share with listeners. We will see. I've just been super distracted, but with Discord, like we got to know you guys a little bit more. We would do those Friday night movie nights when when life wasn't as chaotic as it is now for all of us. And
it's been, again, we haven't had one in a while. We probably need to have one soon.
Yeah. But that was born out of the pandemic.
Yeah, it was. Our first movie was Onward.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it since.
I've watched it again. It had its good moments.
I have not. My favorite Friday night movie moment was falling asleep during Tron and waking up to be like, "Where's Susie?" My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, gosh, we've pulled some really random ones out of the vault to watch on those movie nights. Yeah.
Have they been? I mean,
yes.
They're pretty mainstream.
Heavyweights is not mainstream.
Excuse you.
I'm not saying it's, I did not say it was bad. It's just not mainstream.
I mean, Ben Stiller.
I don't know if he remembers that he did that movie. I really doubt
I'm sure
it.
he does. I'm sure he does.
So. Gosh, we've done a lot of things with this show. We've also been able to like go into the parks and do some videos together. I like going back and watching those. You do a great job editing the videos together, by the way.
We need to do some different stuff soon. I don't know. Maybe sometime this summer. We can do a park day.
We should do a park day. What's going on during the summer?
Flower and Garden.
Is that Flower and Garden still going on?
Depends on the month.
Yeah, because freaking Food and Wine starts in like July now, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, July, end of July. So I'm seeing some of the comments that are coming up on the live feed. Wasn't gonna bring it up.
Oh, that's not what I was laughing at, but that's funny too.
Yeah, David Dollar is in the chat, and
Oh,
he forgot to send us a congratulatory video. It is okay. It's not a
no
problem.
worries, dude.
Um,
Oh, that's so sweet though.
Kelly,
But I'm laughing at Kelly. Yeah,
long live the all girls Lizzie McGuire movie night. Yeah,
that was the best.
sadly I missed out on that one.
No, dude. We just really, we really enjoyed ourselves, and it was what dreams are made of.
hmm hmm So what movie are we gonna do next? I think we need to do one in a couple weeks.
I don't know. Is there anything? Is there anything good coming out recently, or that has come out?
I mean, Avatar: Way of Water may be available here.
Oh my gosh,
Soon.
you got 3.5 hours free to do that.
We watched Endgame.
I know, but Endgame is a lot. I liked Way of Water, but
I haven't seen it yet.
there is a significant portion of time where if you need to go to the bathroom or take a little power nap, you could. It really
Yeah.
slows down during a portion. We could do that. That would be fun. Um, yeah, gosh, what else have we done with this show?
Looks like David may be trying to send us the video, so I may effort this depending on getting this to work. But
I'm sure we'll figure it out. It was so sweet of them to put that together anyway. Thank you, David Dollar.
True.
And Jen.
Yes, and Jen.
Oh, that's another thing. We've made so many podcasting friends.
Yeah. So many people in the community, podcasters, and people on Instagram. A lot of people there. So I mean,
You're very active on Twitter. You're in the Diz Twitter community.
Yeah, I am. I'm not as popular as others, but that's fine. I don't
think
care.
your stuff's funny. Oh,
listen.
What?
I was a little disappointed that one of my posts yesterday didn't get as many.
Which one?
So
I haven't been on Twitter in a hot second. I mean, like extensively. I went on and tweeted the other day. I'm going to really quickly pause. Anyone watching live, if you've noticed, my nails are all. I went to the Taylor Swift concert in Tampa this past weekend and painted my nails like she did, one color for each album on each nail.
What a time to be alive.
I did tweet from that, but I didn't see anything from you.
Yeah, it was yesterday's post. So
let's see.
So again, it's our dear beloved governor talking about the feud with Disney, and him casually throwing out that maybe we could put a prison on the grounds of.
This is good, Matt.
And I retweeted that video and said, "Sir, we already have a prison on property. We don't need to." And posted a picture of the jail cell at Pirates of the Caribbean. So
that's funny. Very good.
I have my moments.
You know what I forgot to mention, though, as another favorite episode that I had on my list, but I just completely ignored.
All things ice cream.
Oh my gosh, the Ode to Ice Cream episode. You know what? Yeah, we definitely don't want to go back and listen to that. That was our favorite snacks. It was basically Matt and I talking for like 45 minutes about ice cream because we both just love ice cream. No, so it's our remember our tattoo episode with Ariel Robinson?
Yes.
That was awesome. And I remembered it because I'm looking at your Orange Bird shirt. I forgot to mention it, and the Orange Bird was one of her awesome tattoos. So that's the other thing. We've gotten to meet cool people in the Disney community, podcasting, travel agents, tattoo artists, Imagineers, actors, just to name a few.
Yeah, for sure. Keep stalling. I'm trying to get this video.
Yes, David, my nails are for each era. And it's backwards because this computer, because of the thing is backwards. But it reads, so debut, fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, Reputation, Lover, Folklore, Evermore, and Midnights. So, yeah. That was really fun. Anyone who wants to know, I have all the tea on how to survive the Eras tour. We had floor seats, and yeah, it wasn't as chaotic as everyone on TikTok makes it seem. Oh, I also want to show you guys this. That was sending me some screenshots of other parts of our conversation that he found while looking for that original message. Here's two. I will read these to you. Matt. Oh, this one's just really easy. We were talking about ideas, and Matt said, "What about the ImagineEars podcast?" I said, "Boom, love it." He said, "As far as I can tell, nobody's taken it." And then we talked about how we're using ImagineEars like ears, not ears like ears. And then I love that he sent me this one too. This was a screenshot of a conversation Matt and I had in January of 2020. Here's an article. I sent Matt a screenshot that says coronavirus death toll rises to 170 as outbreak spreads to more regions. I said trending and I'm paranoid. Matt said, "Nah, you're good. It's really only killing people with compromised immune systems."
Everything's fine.
And I was like, I had around this time I'd had strep throat and I was sick for a couple weeks. And at this point, yeah, Matt makes a comment basically that it's only still in China. So if you're wondering, Matt and I are not fortune tellers. Do not come to us for lottery numbers.
Although
Do not come to us for
I feel like, sometimes we talk about things and then they come to fruition though.
like what?
I can't remember what.
Oh, we
we were
talked
like talking
about
about annual passes.
yeah.
Like we're like, yeah, I think they're going to do annual passes soon. I think they're coming back, and literally like the next day.
I think we did that too with gosh, with something else. Oh, we did that with freaking I feel like we did that with Happily Ever After and Enchantment. I really do. That timing was interesting as well. How that changed. That's the other thing that over the last 5 years, like Disney has changed so much. Also, whatever, David Dollar. Reputation was like my favorite album. Don't come for me. I love that one. I will defend it. The way that you go to Disney now with park reservations and just I feel like everything has changed so much in the last 5 years. Do you remember that time that we went to the opening of Galaxy's Edge? Like when we started this show, that was not there. Like this show is older than Galaxy's. This show is almost as old as it took them to build Tron.
Pretty close
It's
around
about
the
the
same time.
same. Oh,
That's crazy.
wow. That is crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, the Galaxy's Edge opening. That was a blast. Me standing in line overnight holding a place for you.
Thank you. I
You're welcome.
appreciate that. That was worth it.
Totally worth it. David's video is downloading, so as soon as that's done, we'll play it.
Okay, cool.
I hope it works. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Elena, official announcement today about no reservations for pass holders after 2. Oh, I love that so much. It just makes things so much easier. Oh, didn't passes go up for sale today?
No, it's the 20th.
The 20th. That's tomorrow? Nope.
Today's the 18th.
Today's the 18th. I don't know what day it is.
David Dollar, comment of the night. We outlasted
Chapek. Several times over, I might add. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Good stuff.
Wow.
Good times. All right. Speaking of David Dollar and Jen.
Is it here?
We have a video apparently from them. So
Oh,
here we go.
Well, we haven't previewed this. Who knows?
We have
what's
not.
gonna happen.
I'm sure it's great. So no, David, I have not watched any of it. So this is going to be a complete surprise. Here we go.
Yeah, I'll just do it as a backup. That's fine.
Yep, and then I will hit record as well, and I should be recording. All right, Matt and Susie. I'm assuming Matt, you're getting all of this video. I will tighten up the audio, but you're getting all of this video. Do what you want to with it. But we will start in 3, 2, 1. Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, it's the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Jen and Dave.
What's up?
And Jen, we are here for something. I'm looking at my notes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's supposedly something important. What
Oh, that's
was
right.
it?
Oh, it's the Imagine. Let's see. Susie sent me a note and says, please say Imagineers are the best ever and they are the best podcast ever. Don't read this part. Thank you, Susie. So yeah,
Okay,
happy 5 years,
perfect.
Imagineers.
Yeah,
All right, so-
happy 5 years. That's great.
So I decided, Jen, for their help, for their benefit, I wrote down a couple of things that they need to stop doing in order to have a good show for the next 5 years.
That's smart. That's smart because
yeah.
they,
Yeah.
I think it's as friends, we should help them
we're
out
all in
like
this
that.
together, right? We're all in this together.
We
So
are.
here's some
yes.
things.
There's
First
a
of all,
song in
for
that
you-
somewhere.
Right? Yeah, High School Musical. I love it. Matt, for you, stop being so smart. You're way too Disney knowledgeable. You know way too much about Disney and Disney history. It's just
Just quit
stop
showing
that.
off, really.
It's just insufferable, right? Susie, stop being so adorable. Stop it. Just
Right?
stop. Like literally, Jen, we could send her to China and she could mediate the relations between our countries because she's so adorable.
Basically, because
And
she's so
Xi
cute.
Jinping and
Yes.
Biden would be like, yes, they'd be like, oh, she's so adorable. We're going to make peace now. So Susie, stop it. Stop it. Number 3, your show has to stop being so entertaining.
Right.
Stop coming up with these
come on.
creative topics. Stop just entertaining.
Can
the
you make
masses
it more
and being-
boring?
Right. We need more boring.
We need more boring.
Hi, this is Matt. Hi, this is
Yeah,
Susie.
no inflection would be great.
And we're gonna talk about our favorite sidewalk panels at the Magic Kingdom. Our top 50. And here we go.
That would be
don't do that.
perfect.
Stop being so entertaining. So stop that. And finally, number 4, just have us on more. I mean, really, we whenever you're ready.
Well, that's
I
not
know-
a don't do. That's like a
No, that's a
you
do.
should do. Like you should.
You should have us on more. You really should. If you really want your show to hit sweeps a week and be more popular, I mean, have us on more. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? That's what we're here for.
that might not be egotistical at all.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Congratulations, you guys. We love you
Hey,
guys.
seriously, yes.
You guys are great friends, and we're so happy that we
It's so
connected with you
proud to
guys.
celebrate
So,
this.
5 years. That's a long time. We got 2 more years, Jen. 2 more years. So
2 more years.
don't forget. Thank your Phoenicians.
Thank the Phoenicians, indeed.
So cute. That was
Gosh, I
so
love it.
sweet, you guys. That's so funny.
Thank you, David and Jen. We appreciate you both.
Aww.
And I think next week we should do an episode on our favorite sidewalk panels in Magic Kingdom.
I know, I never thought about that. I've got at least 3 off the top of my head, maybe 4, but part of that 4th one goes into the street where it's not a sidewalks. I don't know if that really counts as a full sidewalk panel.
What about the streets of Liberty Square? Is that a
With
sidewalk
the
panel?
with the quote unquote poop.
Quote unquote. It is not, by the way.
Matt's got the inside scoop
I do.
on the lack of poop. I said poop a lot on our 5-year anniversary episode. I wasn't
You have
expecting that.
you have said.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good video. Thank you guys. I loved them.
Yep. Well, I feel like we
Alright.
need to
Want to get sappy again?
make the turn for home here, Susie.
All right.
How do you want to? Anything you would like to say as we close this out?
I mean, I don't know how there's anything you can say other than thank you to everybody, to listeners, to patrons, to clients. And the best part is there's a lot of overlap. That Venn diagram is, increasingly becoming one circle. So thank you so much, guys. And it's also a Venn diagram of our friends. So you guys have gone from just listeners to actual friends that we interact with and we talk to and we see your names and we know your personalities. And that's wild. Matt's right. It took forever for us to get any amount of traction or downloads. And that's really not because I think that we're great. You guys just give us great ideas and we have fun with it. And I didn't really have any major notes for tonight. I just wanted to
I
let this
didn't
would be a
either.
fun one to just chat and reminisce. But honestly, I can't believe we've done this for 5 years. That is a significant amount of time. And again, looking back at how much each of our lives have changed, I'm so glad you sent me that message. I cried. I'll do it again. I cried at the beginning of the show when Matt, at first I was confused because I'm not used to seeing my face as a name as the sender on this side of the screen. It's supposed to be on this side because I'm used to seeing me as the person sending things. And I was like, who is pretending to be me sending messages? And then I realized it was from Matt's conversation, his side of it. So my last thank you is to you, Matt, for asking me to do this. You really took a big leap of faith because I am very chaotic. I can be negative on this show, but I think we balance each other out very well. And so thank you. It's been a really fun ride.
It's been an honor. And I am so looking forward to the next 5 years. So couldn't have done it without you. It was a great, it wasn't even a choice. Like it was a no-brainer. Like I knew that you were you were the person to do this. And I value your voice in the Disney community, and you know what you have to say matters. It's not just my opinion; yours matters too. And I think we do balance each other out, and it just sometimes providing differing opinions and perspectives on things. And I think that's what makes podcasts great, especially ones that are co-hosted by two people. It's not saying that single person hosted podcasts aren't great, but I just love the back and forth dialogue that we are able to generate. You know, it truly is a reflection of our inside look of our friendship.
Which, real quick, I wanted to say has obviously grown substantially. You and Becca are two of my favorite people, and Evie are some of my favorite people in the world. And I love sending you updates about life and just talking through things and getting your thoughts, whether it's Travelmation or it's personal life and hanging out and chatting about those things. So that's the other that's the other great thing that's come from this is this friendship, and I'm just so thankful for all of it. So sappy. Okay. Wow.
I think we should probably just.
I know. We're
So-
just gonna keep giving each other compliments till people stop listening.
No, but seriously, a very, very heartfelt thank you to all of our listeners. We really couldn't do it without you. So thank you for choosing to listen to us and entrusting us for your vacation needs. Like it really does mean a lot to both of us. And, you know, we're thankful for this community. So thank you. Okay. Well, I'm not even going to put anything up. I think I'm just going to end it there. So come back next week for another episode as we move on into the next 5 years. So it has been a blast. Thank you for everyone watching tonight live. And thank you for those who are listening in the podcast. We look forward to coming at you next week with another episode. But until then, friends, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.